Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you all? So my name is Amit, and I'm from Business Engagement Team. I really appreciate all of your times, and I welcome to all of you for this webinar today. Just to set the stage, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Adam Stewart, who is Business Application Lead from Microsoft for Asian market. And also we have today Sundeep Naik from Godrej Infotech, who is the solution expert from functional point of view. And also we have Anil Prasad, who is a solution expert from technical point of view. So I will open the stage and the platform to start with Adam, so that you can have some kind of words from Adam, and then we can jump into the actual webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take control, if I can, of these slides. I think Sandeep, you can approve my request. And look, first of all, thank you everybody for joining. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to join you and welcome you to this session here with one of our amazing partners. I want to just welcome you from Microsoft, give you a little bit of an overview about Microsoft, how we're developing our products, before the team here really jump into some more details around the product itself, the latest and greatest that we have with Business Central, to really hopefully help you start on this journey well, either with a migration to Business Central or a brand new adoption, depending on which platform you're moving from. Not sure if I've got control of the slides. If needed, Sandeep, I can just share the slides directly from my end. There we go. Let me just do that.
Adam, you'll have to request for the control.
There we go. You should have slides coming through. So I'm Adam Stewart. I'm from Microsoft, based out of Singapore, covering the ASEAN region, and I'm responsible for our business applications portfolio across our small and medium business segment. So anything Dynamics and Power Platform, Copilot and agent related, powering organizations in the ASEAN region is what I wake up to support every day. And hopefully we can really focus on Business Central in this session to get you excited. But before we get into anything product related, it's important that we try and ground you in what we're trying to achieve here at Microsoft. Our mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. It's a mission we've had for a good number of years, and it really is the ethos behind how we go to market, behind how we build our products and how we wish to support our customers. And really, the focus is on that word more. What does that word more mean in each context of how we try and run our business? You might be sitting here maybe thinking about how to improve revenue in your organization. If you're a sales leader or you're a business leader trying to make yourself more profitable or grow your business, that word more is about more revenue, and what role does technology play in achieving that? If you're from a customer service angle, it's all about more loyal customers, improving customer lifetime value, maybe improving the support experience and the customer experience to keep them loyal to you and your brand. But also in back office, you might be thinking about supply chain and procurement. How do you drive more operational efficiency? Stock in the right place at the right time, cost saving, efficiency improvements, to reduce cost and wastage to make your business more operationally efficient. But this word more also applies to the individual. When we think about technology, we also want to think about how technology can help individuals with more focus. In a world now that is inundated with different notifications and tech distraction, how do we actually help make sure that technology is supporting focus rather than clutter? There's an opportunity also for technology to help individuals be more creative, especially in this world of Copilot that's generating images and videos in a business context that can also help generate ideas, help generate outcomes and frameworks for business work. And then ultimately for an individual, it's helping them find more meaning in the work that they do. We've noticed over the last few years with this acceleration of hybrid work that individuals have more power and more autonomy to jump between organizations, and they stay loyal where they have meaning for the work that they do. That means they're doing work that's suitable for their skill set, that they get enjoyment out of, and ultimately for you as a business, it helps you retain your best talent. To achieve all of this, Microsoft focuses on one thing. We focus on driving more innovation. We are a product-led organization, and we work with our incredible partner channel to be able to make that real for end businesses. We do what we do best, which is drive innovation for our product stack. So what is the next wave of innovation going to look like, and where are we focusing now? Well, we're here today to talk about what we would call business applications, effectively the software to do business processes. And in the Business Central world, that's predominantly focusing on ERP. If we think about the context of business applications over the last few decades, the innovation has been on the form factor with which you use that software, from mainframe to PC, into the cloud, and onto mobile. But the way that you interact with the software, the way that you complete the task, hasn't really changed. It's been about inputting numbers into forms and tables and ultimately generating end reports. And so you've interacted with the software in the same way, just on a different form factor. The next stage of innovation, we believe, is going to be about how you engage with that software to complete a process, rather than the form factor itself. Our innovation with Copilot is allowing us to help organizations conduct their work using natural language, to use agents to automate and assist individuals to complete tasks, and ultimately improve efficiency in how you engage with tools that you want to use in the software that you currently know and use every single day, rather than disparate, separated, and siloed systems. And the amazing news for hopefully all of you on this webinar, you're here because you're interested, innovation is core and center to our Dynamics 365 platform. Every single one of our core modules is integrating Copilot, and our product teams are bringing it to life in every single release wave. And hero to that is Business Central, the AI-first business application for small and medium businesses. Now, Business Central is a hero product, but during this session, there's a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. Number one, please don't think of Business Central as an isolated solution. It's not an island on its own. Microsoft is a technology platform vendor. We're not a single solution vendor. And so as you think about modernizing your platform, hopefully onto Business Central, think about how that plays into your full technology stack. You might be here using Office 365, and we're on this session using Teams. Know that you can conduct work, complete work, access information through those tools you're using already, through Teams and Outlook, Excel, and so on. You might be already thinking about how you integrate more automation, or you build your own point solutions using low-code and no-code tools. Thinking about how the Power Platform can accelerate your development without needing to go ahead and hire a full development team. And actually, if you're going the full way, building on top of Azure, you can go and integrate with the tools we have there. And even if you don't, running as a SaaS solution, Business Central is running on the world's most trusted cloud with Microsoft Azure. And therefore, you're getting the latest, greatest in our identity, security, management, and compliance innovation as well. It's not a single solution, it's part of our technology stack that's driving benefits for you as end customers through every single release wave. And Copilot is core and center to that as we bring generative AI to the masses and democratizing it through access through the tools that you're already using. And therefore, there's a reason that Business Central is growing in popularity at the rate that it is. And we now have over 45,000 customers using Business Central online. Some of you may be using some of our older on-premise products such as Navision or Great Plains. You might be using a third-party legacy product. This is the time where organizations across the world are modernizing onto our SaaS version of Business Central to really be at the forefront of this new wave of technology to power SMBs. And this isn't just us talking. We have this backed by our own research and independent studies on the success for our customers, driving huge ROI of 265% over 3 years for our customers. The improvements in productivity for staff as they can find information faster, they can conduct their work in a cleaner way, and collaboration with colleagues is seamless, driving improvements for finance staff in productivity of 16%. And then my favorite stat from our independent research with Forrester is a 6-month payback period for Business Central Online. If we think about historically ERP projects being large, timely, and expensive, a less than 6 months payback period is a phenomenal return, meaning that you're going to see the business value from adoption within a really quick time frame, ultimately allowing you to focus on your business objectives. There's one final thing I want you to keep in mind as we go into the rest of this webinar, and it's this number on the screen here, $29.5 billion US dollars. A big, big number. I'm leaving it here purposely for a couple of seconds as you might be thinking about what this number represents. And actually, before I reveal it, this number is slightly outdated. Fairly soon, we will be able to reveal a new and updated version of this. 29.5 billion US dollars is from Microsoft's last financial earnings report, and it's our investment over the prior 12 months into research and development. To put that into context, one of our main competitors in the CRM space is Salesforce. Salesforce's total annual revenue is in the $30 billion range. And so our investment in research and development is almost as much as some of our competitors make in total revenue. This is unmatched worldwide because of the strength and the breadth of Microsoft. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, what percentage of this is going to go into Business Central or the tools I want to go and use? That's where I want you to think back to that stack, that building blocks of our technology platform. As we improve the availability and the scalability and the security of Microsoft Azure, that's benefiting you as a user of Business Central Online. If you're integrating into our productivity tools with Office and Teams and Outlook, you're going to benefit from native integration and collaboration in those tools as well. And of course, we're making continual improvements to Business Central itself, now market leading with over 45,000 customers worldwide. And front and center is Copilot, which you're going to see an overview of in today's session. The amazing opportunity we have here at Microsoft is we're able to bring all of this AI capability to life and effectively pass it on a plate to our product teams to make it real in our SaaS tools. And so this number, 29.5 billion US dollars, I guarantee when our next financial earnings come out a little bit later this year, it's going to be far, far higher, but still an incredible number. And hopefully it gives you some confidence, some clarity, some strength that if you're investing in Business Central, you're investing with a technology partner that's here for the long run to continually give you the latest and greatest of what we have to offer. And so there we go, a quick welcome from myself. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to be here, and thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to join this session. I'm going to hand over to the team to go deep into the session, but I believe on this webinar there may be some Q&A functionality, so if you have any questions, please do so. Otherwise, you can find me on LinkedIn, and please reach out anytime. All right, handing back over to the team. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. Yeah, I'll just speak a bit about us, like as a part of the Godrej Infotech. We are a 25-year-old company into ERP implementations, having 500 plus customers worldwide. more than 1,000 plus implementation sites and a 15 plus thousand man years of experience. And we have a global presence, 11 offices across the global presence, India being our head office, and present in India, Middle East, USA, Singapore, and other areas. We are providing 24 by 7 support globally to our customers, and having on the partnership side, we are in a strategic partnership with Microsoft, the cloud solution provider, also with LS Retail, which is an ISV solution on Business Central. And as we do more of Microsoft solutions along for the retail industry implementations also. So if you see, like we are on the service side, like we are doing ERP implementations, upgrading ERP. The agenda for today is helping NAV customers how to the benefits on upgrading to Business Central. So we provide managed services also along with the ERP rollout services, which could be country wise after you stabilize on the ERP implementations. Any integrations required with Business Centrals with the third-party applications, we have a good experience on integrations front, and we also provide infrastructure as a service on our own. That's all from about our company. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So today's agenda is basically about introduction to Business Central, what's new in the Business Central and the Copilot features that we would be showcasing you. Understanding the difference while we upgrade to Business Central, we have many customers asking, okay, we would like to stay on premise, and what are the benefits of onboarding the micro Business Central on cloud. On the technology modernization, Anil will take you through the detail on the technicality side with the Business Central technology modernization. And we'll be speaking a bit about the migration process and the approaches to Business Central. And lastly, understand the data migration process followed by a Q&A session. Yeah, so on the introduction to Business Central, like many of you must be using NAV so far, which was primarily earlier called as Microsoft Dynamics Navision. Okay. And basically Business Central for the team who's here, who's not been using Business Central, Microsoft Business Dynamics Business Central is a cloud-based ERP. Specifically meant for SMBs to manage their entire business for all the core business functions of any company. And it helps you to unify the process, centralize your business data into single powered business solution. So if you see like the technology stack, Microsoft, as Adam said, it's not an isolated solution. It's very well integrated with all the Microsoft stack of other solutions, be it Microsoft Azure, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Power Platform, Microsoft App Source, providing you many plugged-in solutions to the ways and the API-based connectivity for connecting any third-party integrations. On the Business Central new features, primarily if I to speak about what's the innovation side of Business Central from Microsoft, it's the Copilot in the Business Central. As you said, like all the Microsoft applications comes with a Copilot within it, which enhances the user experience onto the solution that they would be using. So these are the top level couple of functions like what can Copilot do for you. So as you said, like get answers quickly within Business Central using the natural language, one of the functionalities. Accelerating sales with the marketing text kind of suggestions, which can be used on your social media like websites, portals, and so on, and LinkedIn and so on. Using the Copilot to create sales orders faster, some quick functionalities which enhances the user experience while creating sales orders to make it more simple rather than the traditional method of selecting an item from its masters and all. Enhancement, there are certain enhancements on the bank reconciliation with the Copilot. Autofill text on the fields. There are features like summarize information either on the customer vendor information with the help of Copilot, thereby reducing what you want to see as an insight onto the customer, onto the item or the vendor in terms of running less number of reports within Business Central, having a quick insight on the card page itself of a sales order. Yeah. Creating a flow using the Power Automate within the Copilot. So you can have your workflows use a Power Automate to create workflows within the Business Central and use it. So all of this basically is going to help you work smarter, adapt faster, and perform better with Microsoft Copilot. So we will be understanding what each of these functionalities are, and I'll try to show you the product with some of these functionalities, running those functionalities also. So the first one was, as Adam said, like this is like get answers using the natural query. So just to help you understand, these are the basically two queries two scenarios I have put up. so that you understand the scenario. So Copilot, as I say, it gives a certain prompts which can be selected and then looked up, where the result by Copilot is okay. It tells you, like, if I to choose how do I select release a sales order, it helps you to tells you with the information about how to function in a particular business center to create a sales orders. If I to type some specific query, let's say look up top sales by customers, then it will give you the result about what are the top customers by the sales value. And then it can give you, and these are quick links which can go onto the product. So maybe let's look at this particular functionality onto the product. I'll just open up Business Central at this particular point of time. So this is the Business Central initial look and feel when you log in. Currently, I have logged in as a Business Central business manager into the Business Central. So this is the dashboard, the first role center which comes in when I log into the Business Central. So as you see the quick links like in the earlier product also like 2018, 2016. So there are these ribbon buttons just like any other Microsoft application, which gives you quick links to move around the information that you're looking to or you perform within your own organization. It greets you onto the Business Central when you log in more. There are quick action buttons if you want to create a sales code, sales order. So quick links help you to perform your active faster rather than navigating within a particular menu driven activity. So these are activity summary level information that it gives you, followed by the cubes. Like these are real-time cubes, which whenever you perform certain sales orders actions, this information is getting updated, which can get into the real time. Once you click on it, you can go into the product and details list of it. So it's quick for navigation and all that. Followed by some more, like if you see the insights on the performance, like you can have a graphical report onto the dashboard, some of your favorite accounts and to work upon. There is our embedded Power BI reports you can show within the system application, good for your quick reporting part and things like that. So moving on to this particular quick, like there is a Copilot button here. Okay. Once you open it and just type like, okay, I'll just take it quickly from the chat, look up, copy this part and put it from the product. So just say look up top customers by sales, and then it will just collate the information within Business Central and give you the respective information on your dashboard itself. So thereby reducing the time onto the particular sales or say other reporting that I might run specifically to look up the top sales by the customer. So this scans the records and will just shortly throw up information on the system. So this is how the Copilot assists you getting the insights quite quickly. Yeah, so these are the information it gives you by just typing the natural query in a very natural manner. And once you want to go more detail into it, you can just go deep dive, click on this particular link, which will open up the customer card and look at more information within the system. Okay, I hope this is quite well understood. I will just move on to the next. There are some features like autofill text on the field. So basically, this is my customer card, and I have this auto text fill on the field, like to suggest a value. So whenever I type a particular, this canon is typed, and I click on this particular button, this is the result it gives you by looking up the past information within the same customer card. And once you say, okay, keep it selected, Copilot will automatically update the relevant other fields on that particular customer card. So that's how it assists you with a quickly filling of the text on the fields, thereby saving the time on the data entry front. Marketing text. So basically any item within Business Central. So when where the item attributes are configured. So we have Copilot who will generate a text for you, the marketing text for you, which can be used onto your social media like website, LinkedIn, or any sales channel where you would like to publish. So this is again reducing the time in terms of defining and promoting your item onto your social media front. This also we can have a look. So I'll just go to an item card. Yeah, so if I just go and click within this particular item card, we can see that there are item attributes defined for this particular card. Yeah. So these are the attributes within the system defined already. With the help of this attribute, the Copilot will directly help you to assist a marketing text by when we click on this draft with Copilot. So it's generating, looking up into the data, and it will give a text particular. So this can be directly posted onto the social media for your thing. You can definitely have a lot of formatting options, some kind of toning options if you want to make it formal, casual, inspiring, creative on the content front. If you're not okay with the content, it can regenerate again and give you some other content. So it will give you a different tone language based on the data that is present. Okay. So that's how the marketing text feature will help you assist generate marketing data for that particular product. Now, when we talk about Copilot helping us to create sales order faster and easier. So on a particular sales order, we can just, this is my sales order here. I get a link like Copilot icon where we get sales suggest lines. Let's have a look at this also. I'll just cancel this. Let's just go back to the sales order. Let's create a new one. No, not this. Give me a moment.
This button. This button.
Yes. Okay. So I'll just take any of the sales order item, like one of the customer selection onto the sales order. Then in the lines, we have this Copilot here. Just say suggest lines. And again, I'll copy a simple content like, okay, I want to add a chair, a phone, and a table and say generate. So moment you say generate, it will look up the item master table and suggest you certain items which can be added to the sales line. So if you see, this is an intelligent work done by the Copilot where it says, okay, I just type, I need a chair, table, and a phone. So it just looked up the item master and helped you select these items, which can be directly inserted onto the Copilot. That's why it helps you to create the sales order quite faster. On to the next functionality. We saw this particular having summarized information. Next information is summarize the Copilot with the customer, item, and vendor particular. It summarizes the information on the customer on the sales order front. Similarly, here again going back to the sales order. We have a summarize button once we go inside the sales order. Okay. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So if you see, once you click on the summary, it will give you the total details and insight into the customer and the sales order that we are looking into, and that helps you. So this way you avoid looking into multiple reports and gets a quickly insight on the customer, what is the outstanding invoices, what is the total sales with this customer. So it helps you to focus more on the sales orders that you'll be creating with the help of this information. So on the additional features like bank account reconciliation, this is there are certain enhancements where Copilot will help you to reconcile the bank statement with the bank ledger entries. So you just say reconcile with Copilot, and it gives you the related matching once you upload the statement within the bank reconciliation facility. And this is the kind of matching it will give you. I do not have much of data onto the bank reconciliation, so which we can showcase based on your request on the specific demos. We can definitely showcase these kind of functionalities onto the product. So any partial matching it will give you, post differences to the GL account, or post the bank statements and carry on with the bank reconciliation matching feature. And there is one more analysis mode, like this is not directly related to the Copilot, but it's a functionality within the Business Central. So it allows you to any of the list functionalities that we see. It allows you to create kind of pivot kind of summary title then and there directly onto the list. I'll just show you this. So this is the analysis feature. You have to enter the analysis mode. So once you see, we have been used to using the list feature, then going in within into the document. Right now, when I created on the analysis feature, it has given me the pivot mode, and you can just do more information, seeking more information into the system. It gives you the totals based on whatever the information is put on. Let's say if I to see my sales location wise, then I just say pull this down to the location onto the row groups. Then this information on the list information is changed to see data location wise, and there are these totals within the system where you can use directly, and you can do your own MIS in a quick short time. Yeah, so that was on the usage of the analysis mode. We just saw this functionality working. Onto the Power Platform, I spoke like there are ways to integrate the Power Automate you and have Power Automate workflows for approval purpose within Business Central. I would like my colleague Anil Prasad to throw some light on this particular functionality, the integration between the Power Automate and Business Central. Yes, Anil.
Thank you, Sandeep. So we can see the Power Automate and Business Central, the power of Power apps like Power Automate and Power apps. We have a connector, Power Platform connector for Business Central. Okay, which act as a data exchange between the Power Automate and Power Automate Power App and Business Central. So as we see in a Business Central, we have a custom APIs and standard APIs also, which will interact with you with the data, and some of the environment administrative tasks also you can perform through Power Automate and Power App also. So a tenant administrative task, tenant migration type, tenant migration task, so that you can expose these operations through built-in APIs, and that APIs can be easily consumed by Power Platform connector in order to show the data onto Power Automate and Power apps. So if you see here, the Dynamics 365 Business Center includes several triggers and actions for building the flow. So once the trigger happens within the Business Central, okay, then this Power Platform connector is act like a watchdog. Okay, so it listen every activity which is triggered within the Business Central. It will listen that triggers, and that triggers whatever the triggers happens inside, that is APIs triggers on that basis, and then Power Automate and Power App act upon those triggers by with the use of Power Platform connectors. Yeah, Shandeep, it's over to you.
Thank you. Yeah. So over and above the Copilot, there are certain enhancements on the new functionality within the business for each of the business functions. So on the finance side, there has been a new addition of a new subscription billing to manage billing and revenue and expense recognition. So this offer features like recurring billing contracts, flexible billing schedules, usage-based billing, automated billing, revenue recognitions, contract updates, and so on. Enhanced bank reconciliation, we spoke to it on the earlier slides. There are certain intercompany journals in the approvals workflow, some standard journal features which helps you to create journals entry by saving as a template and retrieving them whenever needed. There are cost adjustment journals where you can have a new field inventory, fixing any mistakes done by some user and correcting those. So we can plan definitely based on your request. We can plan for another demo one-to-one based on your request for these functionalities so that you can understand them. And if it suits them, basically it's good to onboard the Business Central so that this helps you in your business processes. Some data analysis front analyzing without, we just saw analyzing data within Business Central without generating reports. Sharing data analysis with a coworker, like, okay, we can share the analysis to any colleague. Once they can get a links into their Teams or email, and this will be limited to their view and they can see the data. It's a good way of sharing information across the system. General attachments, you can have drag and drop multiple files to a document. Earlier, this was not there. On the manufacturing front, we have reopen finish orders, production orders now, which can be reversed. Wrongly posted ledger entries, consumption entries. You can reverse the entire production order and close that order. Show items, definitely this is a long function available. You can directly see more details on the items right from the sales order and purchase orders. Yeah. Now coming to the differences of on-premises versus on cloud. So many of our customers who have already invested much onto the on-premise kind of architecture would want to remain same. So this objective of today's webinar was to help them understand what they will lose if they are not onboarding on cloud, and what are the pain areas to continue onto the on-premise. So if you speak of the differences between the on-premise solution and business online solution, one is the scalability. So it is on-premise is very limited ability to scale, where it requires manual updates depending on the performance of the applications and the systems. Whereas Microsoft VC cloud solution is very scalable to adapt solutions tailored to your business needs. When we speak of innovation, optimize, increase productivity to your business needs. On the cost side, you are spending very heavy on the hardware and the infrastructure to maintain your data, maintain the servers, the facilities, skilled IT team to manage, skilled people to manage your disaster recovery and compliance and security issues. And service costs again for the maintaining BC updates are as at their manual. Whereas on the cloud side, cost, it is a very cost achievement, and disaster recovery management is managed by Microsoft. It gives you an uptime of 99.99 with a lower side of 99.95. It has a world-class security measures from the Microsoft. Copilot, as we see, it's not available on the on-premise. It's available on the cloud solution. The some of the feature and functionality we just saw. Again, the cloud, it helps you with the power of one connection on the Microsoft suite of application like Excel, Cloud, Power Platform, and access to the Business Center. Speaking of updates, on the on-premise side, again, this is like the traditional way, continuing with manual updates from the partner, whereas from Microsoft, it's an automatic updates from Microsoft. On the on-premise, this is a very important for customers to understand. For the new customers, the on-premise version for purchase will be only be available till October 2025. Yeah. So with this, I will hand over to understand to Anil Prasad to speak more on the technology migrations. So Anil, can I request you to share your screen?
Yeah, thank you, Sandeep. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. So as you can see, technology modernizations, we have a portal through which we can view and work with the production sandbox environment. There are a lot of activity which is of administrative task that you can perform using that portal, like managing environmental production or sandbox environment, or you can have notifications for the recipients. You can manage environment access. You can manage application insights, telemetry. You can manage the access to the environment. You can also manage the app extensions on top of that. I mean, a lot of tasks that you can perform, which we see in the next slide. But the main thing is, how to access the admin center. We have a admin center link within the Mac Business Central. If you go to the setting, then you can find out of admin center. If you click admin center, then this is how this portal will look like. This is the admin center portal, where you can see a lot of activities are there in the left panel. If you see environments, it talk about the environment that you have created for productions and the sandbox environments. Actually, technically, these are the instances in this tenant, which we call it environment, linked with particular database having their country, versions, and state, whether it is active or it's running or is stopped. So that kind of a state you can just know from these places. We have a lot of activity on these environments, particularly if you want to create the environment, you can do so. If you transfer the environment, if you see here, there are few buttons like environment transfer, recently deleted environment. So that means you can also delete the environments. Particularly, we do this kind of activity on the sandbox environment to create the separate sandboxes for the other testing purposes. You can also environment transfer. That means you can also transfer the environment in a separate, different tenants. So it's not like you can only transfer the environment within the tenant. Outside the tenant also, I mean, the different tenant you can transfer the environment. In the next slide, if you see, we will drill through each and every activity. Like if you see under notification recipient, this allows you to add email addresses that will receive the notification about the update environment status change and the other important event. So whatever and this is across all the environment in the particular tenant. So whatever the activity which Microsoft does on the environment, whoever, I mean, the email recipients will receive those notification about the changes on the status, environment status level, or the events also. So for those kind of notification that email recipient will receive. To the next slide, if you see here, Microsoft Intra apps. This is very good place where you can see what are the intra apps that we have created in a cloud environment in order to interact with the Business Central. So as you know, Business Central being on the on-site environment uses a lot of resources, Azure resources, and in order to be communicate with those Azure resources, we need intra apps, okay, which gives you the consent to access the Business Central. So by generating the token and it's life also, because there is a token generation cycle and with its own period, so that generally expires after 2 years. So we need to generate a new token while we creating the app registration. So if you see here, and this is this intra app is generated in the Azure portal, and after creating those app registration, then you can see here as a list in this Microsoft Intra apps, which will interact which will allows you to access the Business Central resources using APIs. Next is a telemetry. Basically, it allows you to provide the telemetry for the tenant environments to enable troubleshooting and support for the tenant. So telemetry tab provides the telemetry of the top level AL events and any error resulting from the calls through the telemetry tab. Basically, this telemetry allows you to collect the data, okay, from various resources within the Business Central, including user actions, web services call, and the system events. So from these tasks, whatever the activity going as a in a background, so that you will check here in a telemetry section. There are some, if you find any bug, particularly on the production environment. Okay, this is mainly for the production environment. You will be able to report the outages for the production, not for the sandbox environment. So actually, there are scenarios where you see that the users, all users cannot access the environment. So in that case, you need to create outages. And the second outages scenario is like the API is not accessible at all. So you are not using, you cannot use the APIs published by the Business Central. So these two scenarios comes under this outrage. So you can create the outrage by going through, there is a support tab on environment itself. So it works on an environment basis. So if you are, let's say, in a production environment and then you click support, then you will find report production outage, where you can select the type of outage. Type can be of two type. One is the all user is not able to access the environment. Second is web service call, you are not able to consume, and then I mean, you are not you fail to use the API published by the Business Central. So these two scenarios, for these two scenarios, you can report a production outage. And as I said, this works only on the production environment, not on the sandbox environment. There are some operations, if you find here, there are, as you know, Business Central is having a lot of extensions. Some of them are the base extension, and some of them are the customized extensions. Okay, and whatever the activity which goes on those extensions, it is listed here. It is populated here, and as you can see also, if you do the operations on a new production instance, I mean the environment wise, all the operations are noted down, and you can have a list here. Well, I mean about the history that that is performed by the Microsoft. And if you do the manual modification, manual publish, uninstall those extensions, so those are the things which are noted automatically here using the Power Platform. Last is on the capacity, where you also see that instances environment comes with its own storage. Okay, so across all the environments, if you want to see the collective usage, database usage, what all our instances taking the space of the databases, so that you can see here. So it allows you to provide an overview of the database and file storage usage, as well as the number of available production in the sandbox environment. You can view capacity usage and quotas and purchase additional capacity if need. So there are by default 80 GB is provided when you create the tenant. This 80 GB is across all the environments that you make under a tenant. Okay. On top of that, some of them are the license specific storage per user. If your user is comes under premium license, that it will add a 3 GB on top of the base storage, which is 80 GB. And if you have essential user, then it adds a 2 GB on top of the base storage, which is 80 GB. So that is how this addition of the storage goes. And by default, we get 80 GB storage, irrespective of the number of users. These are the overall operations managed on the environment level. If you see apps, it will open a list of the apps which are inside the environment, which gives you the insight on the base app extension and the custom extensions. So you can see from there. Sessions, yes, we have a lot of sessions who are using Business Central. So it will allows you to list all the sessions, active sessions, where you can do the operations of, if you want to restart the environment, you can do so. Or if you want to kill the sessions, you can also, it allows you to do show. If you see here database, yes, you can export the database. You can create a database, a backup, so that you can in the future you can restore that. So basically, uh, the database file that you create as a backup is stored in a on a store, Azure storage account that we need to purchase, and where we can put our backup files there, and after that, if you want to restore from that point, so you can restore using that file. We have a support if you want to raise any kind of ticket based on your day-to-day issues. Okay, so it allows you to raise a support ticket. Update a setting, yes, Microsoft do some updates in a scheduled manner. It will first gives a notification to the users, the administrative users, when it is going to be scheduled for the update. You can also change the schedule. Okay, so this comes under the update setting. Copy allows you to copy any environment. Suppose you want to copy production environment, you can do so. Restore, you can restore the database using a file that you have, assuming that you already have a backup and backup in and placed in the Azure storage. Or Microsoft also provides you the option where you can restore the database. Rename, yes, if you created an environment and after that just want to change the name of the environment, so that you can do using this option. Delete, it allows you to delete the environment. While deleting, it will delete all the tables related data, and basically it acts on the environment. So if you want to delete the sandbox, you can do so. Refresh act as a latest status. So if you click refresh, all the data would be refreshed, and it will be visible on this screen. These are some screen where you can see here in a database, like I said, the create database export option is there. So it allows you to specify the SAS URI. It will refer to the storage account. Okay, while creating the storage account, it gives the URI, so that you need to paste it here, so that it will understand where that file is to be stored. Okay, and container name is also there, so you can define the container name under which that file will be stored. So this is how we create the database export file. After that, you may want to restore. So if you click, there is a button here, restore. If you click here, then it will give you the option where it will ask you to select the date to restore to, and select the time to restore to, and this is how it will restore the database, and it create a new production environment or the sandbox environment, and then it will restore the data from that point that you select in a date
And
section.
yeah, Anil, I just have 5 minutes left, so if we can move to the approaches directly.
Yeah, so this is how we do the data migration. We have a Microsoft extension called Cloud Data Migration. So how it acts is just a quick view. Suppose you have a SQL Server database, and or you can have a Azure SQL database. Okay, so this is how how it will interact with the Azure Data Factory in order to push the data, transfer the data from on-prem to the on SaaS Business Central. So there is a application provided by the Microsoft, which is called self-hosted integrated runtime, which needs to be installed in a local computer where as a source from where you want to transfer the data. And if you have a Azure SQL database, then we have a separate component which is called Azure, integration runtime. And in between, there is a Azure Data Factory. Pipelines are also there, which will ensure the performance while transferring the data. At the other end, Azure Runtime Integration Runtime is there in the cloud, which will interact with the Azure SQL databases, where the business database is stored. Okay. So this is how the data transfer. Of course, in a subsequent steps provided in a business central, we need to create a SQL connections, which will the SQL connection for the local databases. It will ask you for that, and there is a runtime key is also generated on the by the Azure Data Factory, which we need to copy and then paste while moving the data from the local server. So this is how it gets connected with the Azure Database Factory, and the data is smoothly transferred to the Business Central database. We have some upgrade path to Business Central. So this is how we do. Generally, it comes first, the analysis comes first, where we do the technical analysis for the reviewing existing customization and integration, functional analysis for usability of the new feature. Because assuming that there are some gaps, okay, and for that we need a technical analysis in order to just analyze that whatever the customization existing in their old legacy system, that customization is already there, covered up by the new functionality or not. If it is not, then we need to have document it, and then we need to have an approach through which we can mitigate, we can fill this customization requirement. Functional side, yes, we do the functional analysis also for the usability of the new feature, and we see that the new feature can cover up their old requirement for which the customization has done. So we check that, and we properly, do the gap fit analysis on that, and we do some customization if needed. Migration, we have a technical upgrade migrating data online, and we have a testing in place in order to just ensure that the data is completely transferred or not. And in this, we use for migrating the data online, we use a cloud migration setup, okay, which is the inbuilt tool provided by the Microsoft. We also discuss, like, in a technical upgrade, we come through the challenges also, because there are some customization in the older Navision, which is very natively written. That is something, some difficult. We may face difficulties in terms of extending those customization, and we do it with a proper analysis, and that is why the testing is required later on after this, creating our custom extensions. Here also Microsoft do some kind of tool which will separate the existing customization of Navision, the older system, and it will help you to create the extension so that that extension can be published separately in a business center. Second is the training UAT. We perform some training on the new UI because there is a change from Navision to Business Central with the button, ribbons, and all the GUI level things are changed. So we do the training on the new UI and training on the new functionality as well. Final migrations, we take time here because we have to strategize this, because final migration will takes time. So we do the same kind of activity which we have done for the UAT, okay, user acceptance training. The same step has to be performed for the final migration about the data. Go live, we do perform the go live, and then post go live support is there to support the post go live issue. This is basically about the data transfer. We have two scenario here with data, complete transaction data. Some customer ask for transferring the whole data, and some customer ask for without the data with opening balances. So we need to have a separate strategy on this, because the whole data, if you want to transfer, then customer may want to keep the customized table data. That for that we need to have a separate extension, and we see how that data is linked with the standard data and the processes also. So how this process is very critical on the customized table that we check, and we ensure that data, which is the valuable data which is inside the Navision, should be on the Business Central with their linked process. If he selects to opt for the without data and with opening, then we just take a template, which we just take a data with the predefined template that we provide, and we just upload the data in a Business Central using configuration template. For the history data, suppose if you want to go with the opening, then and at the same time they want to keep the history data, then we generally recommend to keep this history data in Azure Data Factory, and we enable the Power BI on top of that in order to see the data through Power BI. Customizations, as I said, we need to analyze that here. The complete customization he want to keep in going forward, or he may negotiate with the customization, meaning some of the customizations are unused, confirmed by the customer. So in that case, we just have to see the linkage between the existing customizations and the standard routine processes. So we need to just segregate it carefully, and we need to create and design these extensions, and then we publish for the Business Central. Selective customizations, yes, we also sometimes we decide whether that the customization has to be keep out of this standard, because assuming that customization is already in place by Microsoft, already provided by the Microsoft. So we do that kind of analysis, and we just leave those unused customizations from there. Some of the solutions, suppose we are not, the customer asks for the ISB solution in place, because ISB solution is a already proven system which is published in the app source, and customer asks for ISB solution to be implemented in a Business Central environment. So we do that. We do adopt our ISB solution from Microsoft app source on top of whatever the standard functionality is provided on Business Central on SaaS. Adopt new feature by Microsoft in Business Central. Yes, we are aware of all the features coming in the subsequent build by the Microsoft Microsoft on Business Central. So we adopt those kind of features. We enable those features using our extensions. Integration, this is very critical thing, because whatever the integration happened with the old system like Navision or the other system, we need to take care of how this will be transitions into the Business Central. So basically we generally focus on the API based integrations. And it is suggested to move from file-based integration approach also, because file-based is something which customer rely on the local system or the middleware system using a Windows VM. So that is something we need to ignore those things, and then we need to rebuild using our file-based approaches, using Azure storage account subscription and the APIs. So we focus on those things. Basically, our motto is to use our Azure services for any kind of integrations with Business Central. We don't want to use native or rely on the native local server managed by the customer. But that happens depends upon how we discuss with the customer and on what level the customer agrees upon that. But from our side, it is very much recommended to use a Microsoft Azure services for any kind of integration with Business Central, be it Power Automate or Power Apps or Azure Storage resources, app services. So we offer those kind of offering provided by the Microsoft for any kind of integrations. Yeah, the question and answer session is open. If you want to ask any questions, you are welcome.
Yeah, we have already overshooted actually on the time front. So I'll request all the audience to share their queries on the chat and we can reply back. Any questions or we can close the session? Yeah, so as there are no queries, I think we'll close the session. Thank you very much.